Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode 253. We are here reviewing episode number 1142 of the anime known as the Rampo Mansion Murder Case, Part 1 of 2. Oh, I've been so looking forward to this episode for about the last couple months. Mainly because, basically, well, here's the thing. So, the reason why we're talking about the episode, this episode is supposed to celebrate the 130th birthday of Japan's version of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And his name is Rampo Edogawa. Yes, the whole thing with this basically this one is that I think this maybe is supposed to celebrate. It's not the debut of the anime. No, I think next year will be 30 years of the anime. So basically, in this episode, we start off with the detective boys and their teacher, which it's been a while since she was last seen in the anime. I mean, Takagi was just seen the last episode. But as for their teacher, good gosh, it's been a while. I mean, the last time she was seen was actually in a canon episode, which aired just look at the date for the second episode. That was like, oh my gosh, about 3 months ago. So she has not been seen in 3 months. Which, in the manga, that was actually her, that case actually was her last canon appearance to date. But then there is, well, Sato. Yes. Takagi's longtime girlfriend, which they never mentioned much anymore. For her, she was actually just seen a couple weeks ago. So, actually has this one week about 3 weeks. So not very long for her. I'd say in the case of basically Kobayashi, has been a little while longer. And, well, so we start out with basically Detective Boys and Kobayashi, where Detective Boys really want to go see a Gamma movie because they had an afternoon off. Now, this is kind of weird. An afternoon off, like, is this a school day or something? Does it happen to involve the teacher? I have no freaking idea. It's never clear about this. So basically, Conan is very happy of where they're going. The Rampo Mansion. Now, I don't know this place actually. I'm sure this place probably does exist. I'm sure that the animators must have spent a ton of time studying this damn place. Now, of course, when they go inside the warehouse, there's others I've heard of, but I've never read the books for them. One, I'm like, wait. Like, they made the... I'll get to it. So, they get there to meet the guy named Gato, who is referred to as Gato Sensei. I think they say he's in charge of the Rampo Association. What is the Rampo Association? It's people who actually are fans of, well, this guy's books. Which, okay, that's fine. So basically, they use like an associate named Akuma. Oh, he's a professor. So, Akuma, who's basically like... So, here's a little fun fact. This is Kobayashi's second anime original appearance she's ever been in. It's like, wow. That's quite interesting. So they go inside his storehouse, where apparently he kept a lot of his books. Like, oh, I guess the name is like Agatha Christie. Yes, I've heard Agatha Christie. I've even seen a Doctor Who episode featuring her. It was also about Adris Lupin. I'm like, wait. So there's a version of Lupin's grandfather, stories about him in the episode. I get the fact probably that they probably got permission from the actual original writer who wrote the Lupin novels, probably for this. I think he's been on since dead, but I think probably his estate probably gave permission for this. But they mentioned Andreas Lupin, which that's interesting, given the fact Conan has met Lupin, aka Lupin the Third, his grandson from the manga, who'd had like, oh my god, about 7 in the anime, about 20 movies, and like many OVAs, and I've only seen one series for them. Yeah, only one. So I thought that was interesting. I was thinking, like, wait, did the animators forget the fact that the writer of the episode forget the fact Conan has met Lupin? I get that happen especially in a movie, which is what I own one of them, but you do know he actually has met Lupin. He has met his cast. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. So then they go to the top floor. Before this, basically, Oguma got chastised for bringing a lighter to the warehouse, which is by sheer coincidence that something happened later on with something deja vu happened the day prior. Like the same exact thing. So, look upstairs for a bit, and then like, oh, he gets a phone call from the police. And Takagi and Sato there, and they're wondering why the heck they're there. Oh, basically they're invited. Yeah, they're invited to be there. So, oh yeah, and I mentioned apparently someone who's a member of the association named Maguma, who got killed in a park nearby. And also Gato was suspected of the murder, and then he disappears for the rest of the episode. You're like, what happened here? Yeah, and he's mentioned a few times. Do they go back this? Not really. Then we meet the members of the association. Goes, oh yeah, the good place to eat. So we meet Ayami Nakatao, who referred to as a cameraman, despite the fact it's a camerawoman. I'm not sure why they referred to it as that. Rika Najami, an office worker, and Sunji Akura, an inspiring author. So, Mazara, the thing is with this guy is, he wasn't necessarily a fan of the novels. He thought he basically was into them for the value, not for the stories. He basically would buy some cheap stuff for like a lot. So, and it was also mentioned that got to get an argument with the guy. So, of course, they bring up the various stories that Rampo probably wrote. I've never read his novels, so I don't know if these are true or not. All as I know is he's basically Japanese. He's the Japanese counterpart to Sorata Kondo. That's the only thing I know about the guy. And also the fact that he is one of the names that Conan uses as his alias when he's not Seiji Kodo. And also the fact that he's the son of a well-known writer as well. So, I wonder how his parents feel about this. The fact that he actually has a chance to meet a famous writer's home. Well, actually, visit his place. So, then they give him a tour to school, take pictures, and they just have it run into him again. Like, oh, they went out drinking, and then, of course, they notice apparently that the house is across, either it's like right next door to this university, either this university was set full by Rampo, or it's not really very clear. It just said there's a university right next door, and there's a cafeteria. So, oh yeah, and they also mentioned that there's a picture of Rampo himself in this actual warehouse. I did saw a real-life picture of him on the Wiki page for him. It's pretty accurate to how he looks in real life, which got hands the animators for doing that. So, they notice, something's right in the warehouse. Like, oh crap, is the warehouse on fire? So Ko looks up, and we see Akuma. And he is slouched over a table, surrounded by these candles. It was mentioned that Rampo basically wrote his first short story in 1923. Which, that was 101 years ago. It's almost like this episode was to come out last year to celebrate 100 years since his first story. My guess is it was a delay with the story. I'm sure they probably proposed it last year, but why they wait to this year release, I'm not sure. So, I also do know that last year was 30 years the manga. And as far as I can tell, the series didn't really do anything for, 30th anniversary. I didn't hear about anything. Nope. Aside from the fact that the manga volumes, ones that collect the actual chapters, aside from the fact there are over 100 volumes for this thing, it's like, okay, we had the anime continue, we had some cases last year, but that was it. It's like that's all literally happened. Like, you would think basically 30 years, that's the anniversary for how long the series been around for, and the manga did practically nothing. I'm hoping to do something next year for 30 years of the anime. I've only been reviewing it now since 2019. I've been for like 5 years now. So, then Conan gets close to Akuma, and they notice he's dead. He got strangled with a small rope. Also, his hand's on fire, and they show later on, like, oh, like there's blood in his fingers, and Conan may figure out exactly who actually is responsible for this. Interesting. I do love this episode. It was very gripping. I kind of wish this episode was longer. Yes, that was also a problem with this episode. It's like this episode was supposed to be an hour long. I'm sure that probably was planned, but they probably just split 2 episodes because they need an extra episode because after Saturday, there's nothing really planned. I haven't seen anything in the schedule. Like, is there an episode released after this one? I hope there is. But it depends. Yeah, I hope so. But not much else to say about this episode. It's really good, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Yep. But yeah, that's basically a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and do the dislike button. Well, next up is going to be, well, as far as I can tell, next thing is going to be ReZero. Yep. Also with this, I'm caught up with Case Close finally. So after ReZero, I'm caught up with all my anime. Okay, next video. Bye.